Police in Scottsdale, Arizona will start using drones as first responders. More on that coming up, but first, pretty much every TV is a smart one these days, but perhaps you're still rocking an older model without built-in streaming functions, so you don't have an external device with such capabilities, or you simply don't like the interface of your smart TV. As such, a dedicated streaming device might be of interest to you. The Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K Max is a decent option, and best of all, it's currently 33% off. That brings the price down to just $40, or only $5 more than the record low it was selling for during Prime Day. And there's one clear perk that Android has over iOS, and that's variety when it comes to the phones you have to choose from. Apple has made the iPhone the only game in town for iOS, but with Google's operating system, there are dozens of choices out there from manufacturers like Samsung, Motorola, OnePlus, and others. But that also means it can be difficult to decide which device is best for you when it comes time to upgrade, or if you want to switch from iPhone to Android in the new year. If you're looking for a new phone and don't know where to start, we've got you covered. Check out our list of the 4 best Android phones for 2024 at Engadget.com. Police departments across Arizona plan to implement the use of drones as part of its first responders to emergency solutions. Scottsdale's police department will be the first in the state to use a special fleet of drones that can be sent to potential crime scenes and emergencies by special detection cameras. The drone technology will come from a new drone startup called Aerodome and the public safety tech firm Flock Safety, which makes gunshot sensors, analytic software, and cameras that can monitor neighborhoods and read license plates. Scottsdale PD's drones will respond to emergencies in real time to provide first responders with a bird's-eye view of emergencies as first responders make their way to the area. The drones can be dispatched by police officers and emergency dispatchers, as well as Flock cameras that detect unlawful activity such as stolen vehicles or cars that match descriptions from an Amber Alert. They can even silently follow a suspect while officers handle multiple 911 calls and keep an aerial view of a runaway vehicle without risking the safety of officers and bystanders. The use of drones by law enforcement has been growing over the years. More than 1,500 police departments use them in some capacity, according to Axios. First responders may see these drones as a useful tool, but there are also serious concerns about protecting citizens' constitutional privacy rights. The American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, has raised concerns about Flock's license plate reader cameras. Last year, the ACLU expressed concerns with law enforcement's use of eye-in-the-sky policing, calling for communities to put in place guardrails that will prevent those operations from expanding, according to an editorial written by ACLU senior policy analyst Jay Stanley. It's not clear where the courts will draw lines, and there's a very real prospect that other, more local uses of drones become so common and routine that without strong privacy protections, we end up with the functional equivalent of a mass surveillance regime in the skies, Stanley wrote. There are some federal regulations currently in place that prevent police departments from misusing drones and maintain some level of safety. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, limits police's drone use to the operator's line of sight. The drone cannot be over 55 pounds, including attached equipment or goods it may be carrying to emergency sites, and they can't fly any higher than 400 feet above the ground or structures. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributor Danny Gallagher and was produced by Spoken Layer. I'm Imran Sheikh, and as always, we'll talk more tomorrow.
Spoken Layer.